right, and welcome back to WRP's live play of our playthrough of D&D's Shadow of the Dragon Queen. Oof. What is WRP, you may ask? I'll tell you. WRP is me, Faye, your game master and storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. We are a couple who love role-playing games and sharing stories with all of you so much that we quit our day jobs and created our own company so that way we can create high-quality TTRPG experiences full-time. We've been very fortunate along the way to meet many awesome, amazing players who have joined us on our adventure, including the players with us tonight, and you can join them in all the fun. To get started playing with us, just join our Discord and website community, where you can sign up for games, meet us and all of our players, talk about your favorite characters and stories, and even roleplay on our forums. We've got plenty of games that happen every day, Monday through Saturday, so that way you can play in our Mortal Guardians episodic campaign and fight back against the evil Coven of Zol and their dark masters from the void beyond the stars. We also offer high-quality custom quests, magic items, and our Burning Veil campaign that runs alongside the Mortal Guardians. So, take a moment during the game to join us and introduce yourself. We can't wait to see you at the table. Now, speaking of the table, let's get started with tonight's game. We begin where we left off in Calamon. You had returned quickly from your last mission because, well, Darriot had been given some strange information over the Fargab, that there was an emergency, and that you needed to come quickly. So, as you returned to the city, he met with you at Vendry's office as it was late upon your return, pressing into the night. And while he could not say much, he told you that Vendry would be back in the morning, bright and early. After a rest, some needing it much more than others, you came back to Marshal Vendry's office to learn that a Mayday signal had been sent from some missing scouts. They were last heard of with this signal of something's gone wrong. And for some of you, what was even more disturbing was how close to home it was. They had been sent near Vogler, not quite yet to the city, to scout out and see what the Red Dragon army was up to in that small fishing village. But you were able to recognize that it was just on the border, if not heading into the area of Iverholt. And if they were that close, who knows where they could be now. So, with this new mission given to you, you were dismissed for any sort of preparations that you may need to take before heading out.
Well, Hugh's just raring to go.
I don't remember if in the last session you indicated that he knew of this area or that he was from there, or is that something we just know or metagaming?
I want to say that he made it aware that this was a place close to him. He may not have
It's not
specified.
flat saying that. Definitely strongly in context.
You need like a
Yeah,
or perception and insight skill to recognize it.
I remember him speaking of it with urgency, but I don't think that he necessarily said, "Hey, that's my place."
Yeah.
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 More that I spoke of it urgently and I had
Yeah.
detailed knowledge of it.
So, I mean, the next morning, Victoria's ready to go. She got her pack. She's got her gear. She's like, all right. It's a simple life.
An adventurous life is a simple life.
Vass would make a quick check to make sure that the Thargab is working before we leave.
Yeah, I think like sensing Hugh's sense of urgency, we shouldn't be dilly dallying in town. Whatever contacts we may have or may need to catch up with seems the most urgent matter, both from a Hugh perspective and just a Alaman and War perspective.
You know that it will be about a day's travel from Kalaman to where you are heading. You'd be arriving, setting out now in the early morning, just before the sun sets in the evening, by foot. If you want to try and risk the negotiations of getting horse accommodations, you may be able to perhaps cut that time down.
That will put an extra burden on us at the other end, too, if we need to be stealthy or go places where the horses can't. I don't know, Hugh. You know that area, right? What do you think?
It's not cavalry country, but you could definitely. It's well developed enough that you can get there faster on horse.
If the scouts found trouble, I don't. I mean, we can get away faster if we find trouble. There's pros and cons. We could probably vote or something on it.
Yeah, it's rough ground, but I think interest of speed. Speak to being mounted is better than not being mounted.
Okay. Where's Derek?
Darrett's not terribly far from where you are currently.
Yeah, I guess we'll try and find him.
Yeah, you can easily just kind of wave him over.
Haha! Yes, get over here. Snapping the fingers. Absolutely.
Such decorum from Victoria. Wow.
You servant over here.
Only a few days of being a knight, and here I am, back in a squire's position.
Get comfortable with it. We were toying with the idea of getting horses. How would we make that happen?
I could, we could go to the stables, speak to the stable master.
Okay. And now is that? Yeah. Well, yeah, because you kind of speak for.
Yes, I'm liaison for Vendry in certain situations.
Certain situations. Okay, let's make this one of those situations then.
I'm sure that we can make this one of those situations.
Okay, let's go.
So,
Rue leans over and whispers something to Vass. That's all.
okay.
Vass nods back.
Oh my goodness. So as you guys head, following after Darrett, he leads you to the stables for Castle Calamon, and they're a fairly large stables, easily about maybe a dozen stalls. Not all of them full at this current moment. And as you walk up, the stable master, she comes to look to you all. You don't look like normal castle guards. What can I do for you?
We need the use of 4. Wow, can Rue ride a horse, or do we need like a pony or something for him? Rue, did we bring Rue? Rue?
I mean, I rode horses as a child, and they were still mostly full size. So I'd imagine Rue could ride a horse. You just might have to bring the stirrups up a little bit.
Quotation marks, mostly full size. Okay. We need 4 horses, preferably ones with a good insurance to them.
Roll a persuasion check, please.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, totally. Where are we? Didn't we bring Derek so that we didn't have to be persuasive?
No. You brought Derek to handle.
Do I need to
all
tickle
the...
this guy's stable guy's chin or what?
No.
Like...
The stable
It's
master.
a woman.
Yeah, she looks at you.
Oh, was it?
Yes,
I missed
stable
that
master
part.
is woman. She looks you up and down, looks at your group. Well, most of the horses here are for patrols around the city. I could spare... She looks back. I can spare 3 of the ones that I have that are fresh. I'll need the others for the normal duties.
All right. Okay. Victoria's gonna get like a narrowed, more concentrated look. Like, I believe I said 4.
I understand that you said 4. But people got needs here in the city too. I can see that you're one of Vendry's, and she nods over to Derek, which is why I'm able to try and make this accommodation. I can do 3.
Okay. Victoria's gonna kind of turn half away from the stable master and like lean in and whisper to Derek, be like, how hard can we push here?
I mean, you could push further, but these are for the guards as well.
We are on a city mission. Okay, is out of character. How much does Victoria know in terms of like if we doubled up Rue with someone, would that be how detrimental does she think that would be?
Roll an animal handling.
Out of character, you still have to make a roll.
Well, this is for character knowledge.
Yeah.
So animal
That's
handling
awesome.
of 14. Probably wouldn't work the horse too much. It'd probably be easier to double up, and it doesn't even have to be rude, to double up on one horse than try and push another that may be not as rejuvenated or rested in terms of speed.
All right then.
And to be honest, too, like Rue weighs like 40 pounds and has like no metal armor or metal gear, so he probably weighs less than
I don't know.
single mounted armored.
We saw him
knight of
packing those
Splendor.
pies away. So.
Well, you saw him eat the pie. We never saw him swallow.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I think the morning's pie check was like a con save of 4 or 5, so it probably.
Okay, then Victoria will turn back and say, "We'll make do then." Thank you.
And then stable master, she nods and will get some of the hands to go collect the horses for you all. And soon enough, you have 3 steeds. nothing particularly extravagant, but they do have the colors of Calamon, the blue and gold, um, and they already come saddled, ready to go, ready to ride.
Okay, if all goes well, we'll have them back in a few days.
I best get them back. And she doesn't say that quite to you. She says that looking at Darrett, knowing that he's probably going to be the one hearing it if they go missing.
Poor guy.
You signed up for this.
That's right, he made his bed.
So, you have 3 horses.
Hugh has
Now we-
already went to one and just equipped it with its weapons and quivers and the sheaves and stuff all around it before you even saw it happen. Giving you a nod like, get going. Let's move.
We don't have a spare one to eat when things go pear-shaped.
Told you I can find food for all of us.
Okay, I'll take your pick, Vass.
I mean, Vass is more than happy to double up with somebody.
Best, do
It
you know
probably
how
makes
to?
sense for Vass and Rue to be the double ups.
Yeah, do you know how to handle a horse?
Of course I do.
Okay. Wasn't sure if they had horses in that world you come from. You had other more exotic creatures.
They do have horses.
Okay, Victoria will grab the remaining horse and start strapping her gear down on it.
Okay.
Who's driving our horse fast?
By the virtue that you said driving that horse, it's not you.
Vass would just, I guess, presume he would be in charge of that part.
All right.
All right.
Who like climbs on and like hugs around Vass's torso, like he's riding someone riding behind someone with a motorcycle.
I will let you know that the names of your horses, and you can decide which one is on which. You have Morning Silver, Killian, and Mystic.
I kind of want Morning Silver.
I kind of want Killian.
I guess that means that Mystic goes to Hugh.
Appropriate.
And you are able to set out. As you ride, I just need to check how much this will cut us down. I want to say it'll cut you down half your day's travel. All right. So you can move twice the usual distance for a fast pace. If you ride at a gallop for an hour, so yeah, it would cut you down about half day's travel as you, if you ride to your full capabilities. Which means that as you are moving in, or about midday, you are coming to the distance where you were told that the missing scouts would be. You're also, of course, not terribly far from Iverwood. And what do you do now that you sort of slow the horses coming to that area?
I feel like we need to scout for the scouts or their area.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't go barreling right in.
Hugh, does any of this land seem familiar to you, where we are?
I know the land. I don't know the things up there. So,
Technically, this is all familiar land to all of you, as this is where you
Yeah.
would have passed through to get to Vogler.
Oh,
Yeah. You've been riding along the main road, and you're about maybe 6 miles from the village, where you are now having to start your efforts of looking. If you would recall that you were to find the lookout post in a stand of gray birch, and Hugh, you would know that those trees are uncommon in this area, so it should be easy enough to try and locate.
okay.
So,
We go
if you would like
go
to
look for it.
if you
yeah,
would
I'd
like to
look for
roll for looking around, I'll ask for survival checks.
Can't see a lot when you're behind a normal height tiefling.
So, you are able to it gets more difficult further in to keep on the horses, so you're able to find an area to tie them off the main road, but also not terribly far into the forest where they might be an issue. And as you look around, Hugh being familiar with the area, it doesn't take very long between the efforts of Vash and Hugh for you all to find the gray birch trees. As you are moving in, keeping perhaps a bit of a low profile, you see that in the center of the camp, there is a scout, seeming to be a little roughed up as he's tied to a tree in the center of it. There are 2 Draconians as well that seem to be the ones causing his current state. You would also spot the other scout nearby and unfortunately dead already.
How far away are they from us?
I would say that at this current moment, you're about maybe 40 feet away from the camp, where the clearing starts. No one seems to have noticed you yet.
Are these the turn you to stone kind or the exploding kind?
You would see that the 2 that are there are the turn to stone kind. I love that that's how we're keeping track of the different Draconians. It's amazing.
And you said that this hostage, the scout, is bound to a tree?
Yes, tied up to a tree in the center of the camp and is being currently harassed. So you see the punches fly every so often, bruising and blood on this figure.
How thick are the trees? Is there any way that Vas could try and circle around them to sneak up behind the tree that the scout is tied to?
They are not very thick trees once you get closer in because they're just regular gray birch trees, sort of thing. You are currently in the most hidden portion in the actual thick woods itself, but heading further towards the camp, it clears out.
Sass is gonna stay put for now.
Okay.
Um, I think we probably should save that scout.
Oh, probably.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Wordlessly, Hugh gets off his horse, slings his shield over on his back and his blade on his hip, and then he takes out it, carries his bow, and is stealthing his way to get closer.
Roll me a stealth check, please.
Nine.
As Hugh, you are moving in. You are pressing through, and you can hear the growled voice in. I want to say this is a language you do not speak. I'm going to double check. As you hear the you unfortunately do not understand what is being said, but you can hear the gravelly tone, and you can see that it's coming from the Draconian ahead. As he turns to his partner, and they look around, and one does, in fact, spot you. And, well, they don't seem particularly eager to have you in their camp, or at least what they are claiming as their own. And they begin to move forward as they draw their swords. And we are going to roll initiatives here.
Oh,
Hey, look, it wasn't just your test roll.
oh my god. That's the reward for not immediately just throwing a spear and running in. That's like I have to keep myself muted.
So,
See if these guys can be sneaky.
it will be, firstly,
Just some gnarly growls.
yeah, we got some Draconians. So, firstly, it will be Victoria. And
Hey.
we got Vash. And then, after that, Sam. And then, bringing us up in the rear. So, Victoria. There
Yes.
are the two Draconians that you can see as they are now rushing towards Hugh with a hostile intent.
Hey. Okay. How far away are they?
If you hadn't moved forward, they would be about 40 feet away,
Okay.
and are closing distance with Hugh.
Okay, so first off, I'll drop the bonus action for some bolstering rally on Vass. Well, come on, Vass, we gotta get in this fast. And Vass can have 8 temp HP.
Thank you.
Ooh,
And then I'll move up. Oh heck, I mean I'll move up 30
heck yeah.
and puts them in close range, in perfect range to throw the spear.
Go
Have
for
a
it.
little taste of cinnamon. So then I think what I'll do is I will use that Islamic precise strike because heck yeah, it's good for opening with a spear throw to give myself advantage. And wow. Now on the plus side, if I miss with this, apparently it doesn't use up you expend it only if the attack hits. So
Hell yeah.
That's
yeah.
very cool.
That is pretty great. As you launch this spear, eager to test it in battle, you see where the Draconian looks up to see you, and with its short sword knocks your weapon off course. Unfortunately, it misses.
Pretty SOB. Okay, that's it for me.
All right, Vass, we come to your go.
So have they seen Vass?
They have not seen Vass.
So if Vass were to... Okay, if Vass were to move up 20 feet because they're about 40 feet away and throw a dagger, would he be able to do sneak attack damage?
I would say that you would, moving, they've got their eyes on Hugh and Victoria currently, so they would not be keeping an eye out for you. So you'd be able to make that attack roll with advantage and get sneak attack.
Nice. Well, that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna throw his dagger. Ooh.
Heck yeah, let's get that nat 20 in here.
Okay, so this is the dagger damage, and then
That's damage.
I have 1d6, so that's 2d6, right?
You can just roll the 1, because the way that we do it is your max pool and then a roll on top. You are doing maximum damage on your crit. So that's going to be 4, 8, 10, plus 12. That's 20 damage from your dagger. Ooh, okay.
22.
No, because it was the 4 and then another 2. So it's 8, 2, 10, 12. No, it is 22. My math is wrong. So 22 points of damage on this. And let me just see who this one is. So, seeing where Victoria's spear went off kilter, you take aim with your dagger and rush up, and you release this throw, and it is perfect as it hits, and you watch as from the around your dagger, the creature begins to turn to stone, and I don't think anyone is within 10 feet. No,
This is better.
it would be within 5 feet. So you're able to just knock this guy out, and as the gas releases from that death strike, it doesn't affect anyone.
Nice. Well, Vass is pretty pleased with his turn, so I think that's gonna be it for him.
Alright. It is then our Draconians go, and the figure in front of Hugh is going to move in that distance and will take the 2 swings of its short sword at you. That is an 18 on the first hit towards Hugh.
Alright, that just gets caught by the shield.
And then the second attack is easily pushed aside with a 12.
Okay.
And then Hugh, it is your turn.
Alright, this person in my face is going to be Hunter's Marked. And strike it with draw my sword and strike it with it.
Heck yeah, go for it.
So yeah, 17
Most definitely hits.
for 12 and 14. 14 and 16 damage.
Alrighty, 16 damage. That is a heavy hit. This figure is looking real rough at that. Do you do anything else?
That was the whole action.
Alrighty. Then you all will hear the landing of 2 heavy feet. And Vass, you feel the presence behind you. Rue, you would be able to see there is this larger draconian figure, one you've not seen before, as it stands almost looming over Vass. And it is going to go for 2 attacks against you, Vass.
Alright.
The first attack is a 16.
Beats it.
So that is 7 points of piercing damage and 7 points of poison damage.
Okay.
What? No, Faye. No.
And then the second attack misses with a 14.
Whew. Goodness for those 10 HP.
Rue, it is your turn.
Oh, so only one Draconian went?
So there is the one of the Draconians that turns to stone, and then a new Draconian that is behind Vass. The other one died at Vass's amazing dagger throw.
Is the new one like we've seen before?
Nope, this is entirely new to you.
What's it look like?
I can get you guys a picture.
Ooh, even better.
So while I am doing that, you would see that the wings are folding in on it as this figure has them quite on display.
I don't like this guy. I don't like that he's hurt my horse mate.
Oh, your horse meat. I like that.
Let's see if I can. Let's have him make a Constitution save, please. DC 13. Rue is going to try and dazzle him and blind him.
That is a
Blind.
19 on his con save.
So Rue tries to cast blindness. It don't work too well. For my bonus action, I want to skirt my way past any of these enemies and get as close as I can to the guy that's tied up by the tree and make sure that he is defended. Because he's pretty, I don't know, was vulnerable in his current state.
So, as you make your way over towards the scout that is tied up by the tree, making sure that he is in a defensible position, that'll be the end of your turn, I believe, yeah?
Yeah.
Which means, Victoria, we come to your go.
Okay. So I think Fast had ended up somewhat close to me. So Victoria will turn, drawing her sword, and can I close a flank on this new attacker with Fast?
You can close a flank.
Okay, so let's do that and give him the business. Nat 20.
What is it with these nat 20s?
Yes.
That'll hit for sure.
Suck it, Draconian. Not a whole lot of damage. I mean, I guess more because it is a nat 20, but...
Yeah, so that'll be 8, 9, plus another... Oh wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong one. The way that it did it.
No, that's
Because it did the first roll and then the second one.
6 plus 12, right?
So it'll be 8, and then the 3, and So it's 12, and then 6, so 18? Yeah. 18 on this new guy. Cool. Anything else, Victoria?
I mean, I feel like, yeah, I feel like I should probably, yeah. So she'll over its shoulder as she slashes it up. She'll be like, "Okay, stick in there, Vass. We've got this guy." And let's throw a couple more temp HP Vass's way. An extra 12 temp HP.
Oh my
yeah.
goodness. Thank you.
That's it for me.
Preemptive healing. Vass, would you come to your turn?
Alright, well, Vass is going to draw his scimitars and attack twice. With advantage. 22.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Because I have advantage, I can do sneak attack on the penalty, right?
Correct.
Fantastic. Oh, that one wasn't very good. Oh my goodness. Well, I can't roll max damage every time, guys.
Why not? God.
I mean, theoretically you could, but statistically improbable.
Alright, and then with his offhand, that is a 23.
Yeah, that's still a hit.
Ooh! Max damage on that one, though.
You just gotta down talk the dice with them in action. So yes, with your scimitars, you begin your dance of blades, and as your first strike doesn't seem to hit as hard as you want, it does cut through the scales, and then you go for your second, and it slashes up even deeper than the first. Anything else from that?
That was my action or the bonus action, and I don't want to move out of this flank, so that's it for me.
Alrighty. Our Draconian is going to go, and standing in front of Hugh, 2 more attacks with the short sword, just trying to jab forward and, I don't know, puncture you a little bit here, Hugh. The first one is a gentleman's 20.
Alright,
Oh my
so
God.
that's a parry.
Alright.
Yay! You got to use it.
Is it?
So as you slide the attack away from you, second attack misses as well. And it brings us to your turn, Hugh.
I think that's my second parry of the campaign, which is weird because it should be happening like 1 every 10 times. Alright. The parry turns into a riposte.
Heck yeah, 22 hits.
Let's do the hit. 9, 10, or 15 damage.
Heck yeah. As your riposte goes through, you're able to see where your final strike begins to turn this figure to stone, and a gas is released from that death wound, and I do need a Constitution saving throw.
I think at a certain point we should get advantage on these ones because we know what's coming.
Ooh.
6.
As you think about how you should perhaps have a bit of a bonus after so much exposure, you do feel your joints begin to stiffen and lock. You are considered restrained as it seems you are turning to a statue. It is our... Oh no, Sirenscape. Our second Draconian, our new friend here, who is going
He
to...
looks so awesome.
He's so cool. There's so much I wish I could talk to you guys about.
His dance reminds me of like the Made for Rue. He's like crouching.
But that figure is going to take the dagger, look down at Vax, and kind of over the shoulder towards Victoria. And we'll go twice for Vass again.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, he's so evil. I love it.
The
I love it.
first attack misses with a natural 1.
Ooh, Vass just says something very, very
Um,
scathing in response.
the second one also misses with a 14. Um, and you can hear the growl and this draconic speech that is perhaps maybe more than a touch spiteful.
Vass is like, can't touch this.
I love it. Rue, we come to your turn.
Am I close enough that I could close distance on the guy that's tied up and let him free?
You would be able to get through. It would be an action to free him.
That's fine. I feel like it's the right thing to do in case things go from bad to worse. I'd rather have him be freed up and still tied to a tree.
Okay.
Plus, it looks like the others have this new guy clearly under control.
So, as you free the figure, you can see one of the eyes is swollen shut with the bruise, but the other one sees you. He gives a nod. Thank you.
Yeah, we're from Palamon Vendry sent us to find you. Just, I'm afraid we're too late. Looks like we got to you at least. Your friend, maybe not so much.
Let's give these sons of bitches a bit of our mind. And he's going to, he seems to be looking for a weapon.
Oh.
So.
I mean, I can hand him a dagger.
He will gladly take a dagger.
Yeah, I'll hand him my obsidian black dagger.
All right, so you see that he takes it in his hand, tests it, and as soon as he's free, he is going to move in and go for this figure as he comes up beside Vass and tries to take a stab at this thing. Unfortunately, our friend, perhaps dealing with a little bit of the depth perception, he rolls a natural 1, and is unable to actually find a landing, and he will stand a ways back. And Victoria.
Yeah, sweet. All right. I mean, the best thing to do is sort this guy out with my sword. How about another nat 20?
What?
A nat 20 versus a nat 1, too.
Yes. Feel the power flowing. Oh, this one's a good damage. 12 plus 12, right? So 24.
Yeah. So, with that, as your sword cuts through the fires along the briefest shining along the blade,
Worried.
I'm going to need Victoria, Vass, and then our new scout friend
This stupid guy.
to roll for
If
me
he dies, I'm gonna be
dexterity
so mad.
saves.
Oh, no. Uh-oh, there we go.
So Victoria and our scout are fine.
I rolled a 2.
Or not Victoria, Vass. Sorry.
Like, what?
Victoria, unfortunately, as this creature begins to bubble, you can hear the sort of sound. It is going to explode into acid as it spills out on all those that were unable to move away.
It was
And
just me.
you will it is a thick and sticky acid as you will take 4 points of damage, and it seems to cling to you. It will take an action to wipe off before it eats away at itself.
God, yeah, I'm doing that.
All right,
Yeah,
so as
I
you
mean-
slick that off of yourself, you guys are no longer bound by initiative and are out of combat.
Can
So,
I use
sticky
Mage
acid.
Hand to try and wipe the stuff off of Victoria?
Yeah, you can use Mage
that'll
Hand to
help.
help, yeah.
Sticky acid. Okay. All right.
don't
Is
like
everyone
being close
okay?
to that stuff.
Is Hugh? I'm gonna turn. Is he a statue?
Hugh, can you roll me another con save?
And
As you turn, Hugh is a statue.
Okay.
Obviously,
When
yeah.
this happened to Vass, it didn't last for long.
Yeah, it's only a minute.
Yeah. I guess make
You're
sure
talking
he's
about
protected. What? Pardon?
what are you talking about when it happened to me?
Yeah. I mean, we kind of. You didn't seem to realize it, so we just let you roll with it. Yeah. Just once. In that last fight? Was that the last fight, Rube?
It was when you blew up all those draconians with that explosion spell you do.
I was a statue?
Didn't we kill that draconian and it blew up by itself?
Bruce gonna use the mage hand to like jab Victoria like in the side. Maybe there's a gap in the armor.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
No,
it
it's not
happens. It
weird.
happened so fast. We're not surprised you didn't notice that you turned to stone briefly.
It would be at this point that Hugh is coming out of the statue position.
I was
Right,
a hot
you know.
statue, right?
ah, ah, yeah.
You all right, Hugh?
I'll just stand in my mouth.
Well,
This
friends.
this one exploded in acid, Hugh.
Okay. Like I was saying, figured I'd be good at avoiding that gas by now.
Heat of the moment.
Thank you for coming when you did, for assisting.
May I have my dagger back, please?
Yes. And he hands it back, hilt towards you.
Thank you.
It wasn't an accident, and Victoria will go and retrieve her spear. We were sent by Vendry. You said that some scouts had sent a signal.
I would have been me and my partner. And he nods to the dwarven body on the ground. We came out here to scout the Red Dragon army. Seems they found us.
I'm gonna check the dwarf. Is he dead for sure?
He's dead for sure.
Well, we were led to believe that you may have had some important information, which I get. What was our whole mission? Check up on the scouts and then go home?
Well, that is the official mission, but
Ah.
you might want to spend a little bit more time here. Dragon Army. Yeah, we've got a bit of information that we were about to bring back before things went wayside. They're splitting forces, attacking communities across Hinterland and Nightland. It's intent on isolating Kalaman from Slamnik cities of Melgorth and Palanthus.
Did you two have horses stashed somewhere?
No, we thought the horses would be too traceable.
We have some horses stashed. Maybe you should take one and return with your message. I don't think we'll be coming back right away, right? Hey, are we within range of the squawky talkie thingy?
Yeah, that's what I
You
was thinking.
are just out of the range, about 2 miles.
God, you're killing me. Maybe we should just get within range and report.
while you consider this, we are going to take a quick break here for our ads, so stick around with
Oh.
us, and we will be back very shortly to pick up with our story. We'll see you soon. Alrighty, and welcome back. We are just in the moment after a battle with the Draconians. You have saved one of the scouts, the surviving of the two, and he has shared some information that, well, is very pertinent, it seems. You were discussing the idea of perhaps going back those 2 miles and making your report before continuing on with perhaps more personal missions.
So I do want to say before we leave this clearing, Vass goes to pick up his new favorite dagger.
Easily able to pick up amongst the dust that was the Draconian.
And how far are the horses away? Are they
They're
less
probably...
than 2 away?
They'd probably be on the order of about maybe 300 or so feet away from where you currently are. Not terribly far,
okay.
but it would be a bit of a walk.
Well, if we report, then we can send this guy back, maybe with one of our horses, and then they'll know he's coming, and we can take a peek at these places Hugh was concerned about, right?
I don't mean to put a damper on any of your plans, but I'm quite banged up, and I would prefer not to go on my own in case I get into another bout of trouble.
Weren't banged up? Would your mind be a little different?
Typically stick to a team. I don't quite do solo missions very well. I'm fairly capable as a fighter and as a scout. I wouldn't be dead weight around you all.
But you can't go a place like, say, Calaman?
I would rather not go on my own, but
Okay.
of course.
I understand. Okay. I think then it's probably even more important that we go back and make a report, right? If this guy's not going to be going back.
Yeah. Especially if we can get Vendry on the Fargab, that if she wants to ask any questions specifically of the scout.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll be able to head back with you all, so I can give full detailed report. But when we return to the city, I just
We don't plan on going back straight away.
I'm fine giving a basic thing, but do we know that those things? And he looks to the Fargab that you guys were talking about. Can't be like intercepted, message-wise.
Keep things general.
Yeah. So
I'm fairly certain there's only 2 of these in existence currently.
give me a persuasion check, please.
Oh, okay. Vass believes that to be true.
Oh, I know. It's more about convincing this guy that because there's only 2 in existence that they can't be intercepted.
19.
19. He seems still wary and cautious, but more on board with the idea of perhaps giving a general report over the Fargab. Probably nothing too specific still.
Yeah, we can speak somewhat in a coded way, provide some feedback without giving away everything.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't think that I've made any introductions. I'm Lucilius.
I'm Vass.
Victoria.
I am Hugh Dever. And Silius, say your name is?
Yeah, Lucilius.
Silius. Or you're from Lucilius.
I'm from Kalaman originally. Raised in the city. I did training out with Palanthus for my scout military training, but Kalaman's home.
Rhubarb Bafflewander. That's 2 F's in Bafflewander. Do you want to?
All right. If we're gonna drag this guy with us, what? Sorry, what did he say his name was?
Lucilius. I also put it in game room chat.
I remember that.
Look, I'm just providing you guys the information that you would have.
Okay. Victoria will go over to him and say, "Okay, if you're gonna be coming with us, you should probably do something about some of those wounds." And she'll lay a hand on his arm, not to be too forward, with him, and give him some. What's that thing called?
Lay on
hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess like 20.
Okay. So, you watch in a matter of moments, all of you, where the glow from Victoria's hand seeps in, and the scrapes, scratches, bruises, and welts begin their process of healing and complete in seconds rather than weeks. And as you see Lucilius now in front of you, he stands almost entirely healed. Everything else is just faded away to perhaps the bare amount that would need any sort of healing. And he breathes easier.
And she'll nod at him. Say, "Yeah, Paladine is with us."
Is that something that would be common for like Rue and Hugh to see in their past?
No. You would not have seen something like this in your past before.
Wow. That's a incredible blessing. I've not seen that before.
I told you. I'm a champion of Paladine.
Well, it's an auspicious sign. Maybe the gods haven't fully abandoned us.
She'll smile and say, "Okay, so what's our next move then?"
I think we get our report in, then we can go and check further.
What time of day is it, Faye?
It is midday. The horses would have cut your travel in half. So
Nice.
instead of arriving just before nightfall, you arrived about midday, early afternoon.
Yeah, maybe go back at the horses. I feel like we need to at least report.
Yeah. Just get in range where we can get a hold of them, and then what are we going to say to them about not coming back right away?
Well, Hugh showed interest of getting to the area within Vendry's office, so Vendry would be insightful enough to know that Hugh's got something going on out this way.
Okay.
Yeah, like I don't think any of us except for Hugh are beholden to Vendry in the sense of like any monetary kickbacks. So
Kickbacks.
or whatever he was, right?
As long
Yeah.
as Hugh comes to the clerk once a week, payday happens.
So I'm not worried about upsetting the marshal. I think we're already doing them a lot of services.
Okay. All right. Great. Let's go.
And I think we'll find out more about this army here than we will sitting back inside the walls of that metropolis back there.
Probably. And maybe we can do some good. They haven't really been using us too much, have they?
Honestly, I've been itching to get outside those walls more.
All right. So I'll let the scout like ride my horse if he needs it.
After your lay on hands, he seems quite fine, ready to take on the day.
Excellent. Excellent.
So,
No, good. You've been healed. Now walk.
yeah. Victoria, just a few days of being a knight and already it's gone to her head.
We could double up anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. So you
With the
make
poor guy.
the 2-mile journey. It doesn't take very long after recollecting your horses, and you are able to hear the static of the Fargab, and nothing seems to be coming through, so it doesn't seem that they're having another emergency, which could be good.
Who's
We're
calling?
within range.
So, you reach out to Derek.
We need a cool name for our adventuring party. So instead of being like, "Hey, is Darren around? Hello, anybody?" We could be like, "Yeah, this is awesome team number 1."
Start working on it. I'll make the adjustments.
How about the awesome possums?
Did you just say awesome possums? Okay, I just want to make sure I heard that right.
Oh yeah,
That's the ruest answer.
that's what I'm going for. I could try and think of more. The sly squirrels. Adventurous anteaters.
Heroic horses.
I like that one.
But yeah, if you reach out to Derry, it doesn't take long for him to pack. I'm here. I can hear you.
Yeah, so we found the 2 packages. One was damaged beyond repair, unfortunately.
Oh my god.
I'm going to roll something here for Derek.
Oh no. Fast is too sly.
Is he picking up what I'm laying down or no?
That's what I'm about to roll for.
Like just imagine it coming through on the other end, like since we're at the edge of the range, like all staticky and crackled, and he can't like get the nuance of your voice.
Alright, so he's not the best at insight.
Oh.
Packages, I'm a bit confused. That wasn't the mission?
I'm referring to the task that we set off to do this morning.
Oh, okay. I think I understand. Okay. So
I don't think he understands.
you found the packages?
Yes.
Okay. And one is still fine?
We recovered one.
I'll,
Unfortunately,
I'll let the postmaster know? I don't know if I'm doing this right, Vax.
that's perfect. Thank you. The other reason I reached out is we're gonna keep looking around to see if we can find out maybe how the other parcel got damaged.
Okay. Solid. Sounds... I'll
Tell him,
handle things.
tell him to ask Vendry if there's any message for this guy. Package thing. Damn it.
Does Victoria understand what's going on?
I'm not sure how to phrase that in the form of a package.
That's right. Let's go, Bard.
Is there anything else we should know about this parcel that we recovered? Perhaps something Andrew mentioned.
If they want to know something.
I
Sorry.
don't have anything
Postmaster.
currently. I'll check
Do you
in.
guys want? Do you guys want to know anything about this parcel that we found?
If the parcel is in a deliverable condition, I think that
Yes.
would be the most important. I can handle any other conversations with the postmaster until the delivery.
Fantastic, thank you.
As you say thank you, Darrett kind of whispers, but because of the way that the far gab works, it's still like out
Super
loud.
loud.
Is the package gonna be our go-to metaphor?
Sure.
Okay, I'll be better prepared for it in the future.
Great. Good job.
So,
Bye.
alright, I'll be here for the delivery.
Perfect.
No, but we're not going back.
Not yet. He said that'll be fine until you get there.
I told him we were going to be looking to see if we could find out how the parcel got damaged. So he knows we're not coming back right away.
Okay. All right. Okay. Is he though?
Vass looks over at the scout and kind of like nods and raises his eyebrows like, yeah, that was good, right?
I'm not really much for the espionage. Just kind of keeping out. I don't do a lot of the back and forth, but that was impressive, I'll say.
Tell me something I don't know.
So, with your report made, what do you do now?
Well, Hugh, maybe you should lead the way.
Yes. I think we should make for Chateau Hiver to, if there's Dragon Army activity in the area, that they'd be they'd know about it.
Is that your home?
Not it's the family fortress.
Okay. All right, that seems like a good bet then.
Chateau as in castle and not chateau as in house.
Sounds like a fancy tree.
Oh, has many fancy treats.
So,
Some are sharp and some are made of fire.
as you begin your way through Hugh, you know these woods. You know the path that you lead your companions down. But as you all walk, can Hugh and Rue give me perception checks?
18.
Sure as heck can. That 20.
Oh,
There seems to be some presence in the woods that watches you. You can feel the gaze. But as you look, all you see around you are shadows from the woods. Nothing alerts itself, not even to your trained eyes. But you feel the gaze present as you press onwards.
Rue kind of shifts uncomfortably a bit. You said you're from around here then.
Mm-hmm.
Have any interesting species of frogs for this area? That
Oh,
you might
there's
want to tie next to?
a green and red one that you, if you really wanted to, you could make poison out of.
Really?
Yep.
I don't know if I've heard of that before, but it does sound like the Sandcrest tree frog that we have. It's green and brown, and we make poisons out of that one.
I mean, there's a half dozen of other local species, but that's the most notable. It's the one that's medicinally useful. You can also, yeah, you can also use it to make medicinal therapies. A very small dose of it. Good for hearts.
If we weren't in more dire circumstances right now, I'd love to learn more about the frogs that you have in this area. We could trade notes.
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna start like rattling off all of the frogs that come from his homeland and the medicinal uses they have for them.
Hugh gives a running commentary of the 7 different local species of frogs he's aware of.
Amazing.
I feel like Rue would have about the same number. Some of them sound familiar. Maybe we have some common ground on some of these frogs. They're native
Yeah,
to the whole
and
land.
2 of them you mentioned are not exactly the same, but close. They're probably just regional variations.
Probably
Color.
like forest gnomes versus mountain gnomes, or the Sylvanesti elves versus the Qualinesti elves. It's just like, the Ivorhold frog versus the Sandcrest frog.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting how nature builds those like pairs, those similarities.
Lucilius leans towards Victoria. Do they always do this nature fact thing?
yes. Yes. What? Yeah. Don't. I mean, isn't this your thing? You're a scout. You should probably learn this stuff.
I mean, I know which plants and animals are particularly poisonous, so you don't eat them, but I don't go around giving lectures comparing different species.
Maybe you should. But she'll turn back, like face into front.
Damn.
Don't drag me into this nature conversation. Tell you right now.
A few more minutes go by, and as you are getting closer, Hugh, you see some of the outlying homesteads as you enter into Iverhold, but not yet to Chateau de Verre. And they are ruined.
Oh, snap.
They have the signs of someone going through and wrecking the area. Burns, ruined gardens, the laundry that would have been hung out to dry, just tattered, stained on the ground that you pass by.
Seeing this, Hugh kicks his horse into a gallop and goes to check the nearest homestead to see for survivors and examine the ruins.
Go ahead, roll for me a survival or investigation check as you come up to the ruined homestead.
22.
22. You see no survivors. And you would also be able to tell that this is, well, fairly recent. A few days old. As you look over the area, hard to say exactly for sure what has happened here. There's the clawed footprints here that could be draconian. There are also many footprints here that suggest men. And, of course, the fires and mud.
There's, I don't know what we'll find at your castle, but if the Draconians aren't here, probably no one there.
We'll find answers at the castle. If any place still stands, it's there. And if there are dragon men in the region, they'll be likely still there, still here. They'll likely be there as well. That's what we make for the fortress.
We haven't seen any survivors, right, Faye?
Not in this area, no.
Have there been bodies?
You did not see any bodies.
Interesting. Okay. Of course. She's not going to say it, but
in the woods. They may have refuged in the fortress. They may be dead.
yeah, Victoria won't say it, but the dragon men have to eat something, right? I expect they're pretty weird with that.
Oh, Hugh is utterly practical about this. He's like, yes. Come, we hunt. Don't move like we're in civilized lands. You were ready for action at a moment's notice.
You ride past the ruined houses, and it seems that it's only those on the forest outskirts that are burned down and desecrated on your way to the chateau. But you still see no one residing in the other houses you pass by. And as you are getting closer, you hear, "Come now, Viscount. Let us be civil. We need soldiers. You have able-bodied men in there. Send them out.
Oh,
As you get closer, you see that there is a collection of dragon army soldiers, all humanoid for the most part. Though the one that you heard speaking rides on some draconic looking mount. And go ahead, everyone roll for me a stealth check, please.
no problem, man. Yep, that's a nat one.
Am I allowed to cast guidance on myself before this check?
It is I believe, having a verbal component, so
Okay.
they would hear you.
Yeah, never mind. 19. It's all good. 23.
Yeah, because we're still on horseback, right?
You are still on horseback, this is correct.
Okay. Well, Rue rolled good anyway, but I was gonna say if he didn't, since I'm controlling the horse, could he not just have my stealth? But it's fine.
So, as you will get closer, and I just dropped a picture of the mount, so that way you all can see that. As it's
What
perched.
the crap? It's a goddamn dragon.
No, it's draconic. You are, unfortunately, with a natural one, some of the footmen, the regular soldiers, look back. Officer, we've got company. And they start drawing forth their weapons. He calls back over the fortress walls. We'll continue our conversation here in a moment, Diver. We have to deal with some unfortunate guests arriving at your door. And as he turns, the beast's neck moving very serpentine to look at you, there's a chittering. It's all right, girl. We'll get you a snack here. And we are going to roll initiatives.
The shit.
Oh, before we... Hugh would have announced, you're looking for soldiers. Well, you found the best one. He's like cackling with his little space, stray sparks of Fey energy.
Interesting.
I love it.
This guy doesn't know he has a Diver on the inside of the walls and on the outside of the walls, too.
Well, I mean, there's more than one Diver inside those walls.
That's
Alright, let's get some...
unless the DM killed off some. But she wouldn't do that.
You would?
Oh,
Sorry, did you say how many soldiers there are in front of us?
yes, there
Also
are
intense-
6. You have 5 of the foot soldiers, and then the higher-ranking officer atop his mount.
Oh my god. We're so dead, guys.
Oh,
Hugh,
question.
Take the rabble.
You've got a
Their
question?
leader offends me.
Sorry. I just wanted to know, like, would the temporary hit points that I had received from Victoria earlier today, would they be gone now?
Does
long do they last?
Victoria's temporary hit points have a timestamp?
No,
If not, they
no, they're
last until you're-
regular temps, so
Yeah.
yeah, they last till she rests. Or he rests, sorry.
Oh, fantastic. Great, thank you.
It will be... Oh, look at that. It's meant to be. Vash, or not Vash, Hugh and our office are tied on initiative. So, it'll be Hugh starting us off. Our officer. And Vash coming in afterwards. Oh no, Victoria before Vash. Victoria then.
Haha.
Rue and then shoulders. So, Hugh, you are the first to act. What do you do?
Hugh sets out in a dead run straight at the officer.
Go for it.
Places Hunter's mark on him and swings his sword. For 22.
Nice.
Oh, heck yeah.
Dealing 21 damage.
Alrighty. Heck yeah. So. As Hugh rides up and takes this heavy hit against the officer, he turns and will take his lance and go for 2 strikes against you. The first one will miss with an 8. The second one is a gentleman's 20.
Oh, that is going to be another parry.
And as you parry aside, you hear the officer shout, "All right, boys, be ready." And he is going to keep their attention as he then whistles. And it is going to be our mount's go. And she will try and tear into Hugh. That is another gentleman's 20.
Ooh, that I can only parry once.
So that will be 9 slashing damage and 1 fire damage as the claws begin to tear into you. Victoria, it's your turn.
Okay. I don't like this. I don't like this. Okay. She's going to use, let's go with the precise strike Slavniak and throw the spear into that mount.
Go for it.
17 hit?
17 will hit.
Okay, so that's 5 damage plus a d8. Let me roll that. There we are. For an additional 6.
You see where this mount flares its wings wide. The rider calms it down before it can take to the skies. It does not seem to like that very much.
Okay, I feel like there's a lot of guys too. You know what? I'll get in its face as well.
All right, you ride up and get in its face.
Oh, can I get off the horse and still get in his face?
Yes, you could get off the horse and still get in
Yeah,
its
I
face.
don't want to drag Lucilius up there.
All right,
So yeah.
then it is Vass, your turn.
Alright, so do I have enough movement to dismount and walk up to a cluster of the normies?
Yeah, you would be able to dismount and get up to a cluster of the normies.
Alright, I would like to get as many of the normies in a 15-foot cone as I can as I channel my infernal heritage for a burning hands.
I would say you'd be able to get 4 of 5 normies in your cone.
4 out of 5 ain't bad. That's a dex save of 13.
We have a 4. We've got an 11, a 16, and a 15.
Okay. Burning hands, you take half on a success, right?
Yes.
I think. Alright. 13
Alright.
to the people who failed.
That is 2 of them looking heavily wounded, and 2 of them starting to look a bit hurt.
Okay. For my bonus action, I would like to give Bardic Inspiration to Hugh by singing Oops, Hugh did it again, stabbed you through the heart, treated you just like game. Oh baby, baby. Except I can't sing. Bass can sing, I can't.
Ah, I love it.
So, just trying to encourage, spearing people via Britney Spears,
Obviously.
right?
So, with that, Hugh, you feel the emboldening presence of Vass's bardic inspiration, and Rue, we come to your turn.
Yeah, I think that Rue wants to kind of follow on with Vass and try and take care of some of these normies. He wants to cast a web on as many of them as he can get, and that would be a 20-foot cube.
20-foot cube could get all of them.
Okay. Then let's layer down a web of spider webs, like out in front of Vass, to try and restrain these normies. They need to make. Actually, I don't think they need to do anything right now because it's when they start their turn.
Yeah, when they start their turn.
But there's no spider, right?
Not yet.
You just see the little Spider-Man illusion running around, but it's like minuscule. No, you don't. That's just me being mean. As the webs fill the area around Rue, do you do anything else on your turn?
I'm still on our horse, correct?
Correct.
How much movement does said? Oh wait, I know what my horse's name is. It is Killian. If we're still on the same horses, how much movement does Killian have?
I want to say Killian would have 40 feet of movement. Let me double check here. I'm wrong. A horse has, no, it's 40 feet. I was looking at the wrong horse.
And then how far away from those normies was I?
You are more, or not more, you are less than 40 feet away. You'd be about...
Yeah, I wanted to make more distance so nobody could
Yeah.
close in on me or you hit me with a range attack. So let's have Killian back up like 25 feet.
Yeah.
We'll stay at range on this one and support the team from range.
Easily.
Hold my concentration on the web.
As it is now our soldiers go, what save do they have to make at the start of their turn?
It's a DC 13 dexterity save.
Oh no, that was supposed to be a sad trombone. One of them got a natural one. I believe that was 5. Yes. So, out of 5, 4 of them are stuck to the ground through a web.
Ah,
The ones that failed are restrained. The ones that passed, I think they can.
It's difficult terrain, I believe.
It's difficult terrain and it's lightly obscure too, which is interesting.
Makes sense. It's webs, kind of
Yeah.
in the area.
5 foot thick, massive web.
The one that can move is going for Vass, as you are the closest one. and will take some swings. Well, only one swing. That is a 23 to hit.
That hits, yeah.
That is 8 points of slashing damage and 4 fire.
That would be 2 fire for me, yes.
Yes, because you are resistant.
So that's 10 total.
10 total. And that is all that happens as the others are moving to get the webs off of them. And Hugh, we come back to your turn.
All right. How badly off did that guy look when I got hit?
It's a heavy blow, but it wasn't enough to put him into a critical state.
Okay. Well, I'm going at it. I'm gonna guess a 13's not gonna do it, so I'm gonna burn my Bardic. It's a D6, right?
Vass, I believe, is still currently D6, yes.
Okay.
Sorry, yes it is. It's a d6.
So 19 to hit.
A 19 will hit. Go ahead, roll damage.
That will be
21.
21 again.
Hell yeah. Another heavy hit to this figure, and he's starting to look worse off. You see the 2 strikes now bleed quite heavily, but still seems in fighting condition.
Fear my blade.
The only thing I fear is Tarkesis' rage. And he's going to do 2 attacks against you once more. The first one misses with an 8. The second one is a 22.
That's gonna be it.
That is 7 piercing damage and 1 fire. And you hear a draconic word that is spoken from this officer, and the mount as well as the soldier seem to rear up at that, but only the soldier responds as he will use his reaction to take an attack at Vash.
Dirty.
But that is a natural one, so Vass, you're fine. Our draconic
Wow, I was singing.
mount is going to rear up once more and go try to rend Hugh, but a 9 misses, so the claws come down, but you're able to move out of the way before it catches hold of you again. And Victoria, we come to your
Alright.
turn.
Well, let's make this thing pay for not turning its attention to me. So I'll use my last precise strike. And come on, big money. Wow. I'm assuming a 13 misses.
A 13 unfortunately will miss, bouncing off of the barding that is on this creature.
Which means I get to save the precise strike. Okay, so for my bonus action, I'm going to cast Thunderous Smite, so that it lasts up to 1 minute, and my next weapon attack that hits.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
So, as the
unless I lose
energy,
concentration.
yeah, as the energy crackles, you prepare this smite, and I believe that is the end of your turn.
It is the end of my turn.
Vass, we come to you.
Alright, so there's still... any of the normies perish yet?
None of the normies have perished, but 4 of them are restrained, and 1 of them is in your face.
Alright, how many could I get in a 15-foot cube?
You could get the same 4 that you had previously burned.
Awesome. Have them make Constitution saving throws of DC 13 as a wave of thunderous force. knocks into them.
Oh man. That is 3 successes, one of which is a natural 20. That is a lot of damage. So even on the successful saves for 2 of them, the bodies drop down as they were heavily burned by your fires before. The failed save goes down. He was the one that was unrestrained and standing right in front of you. And the last figure is the last 2 that stand of the normal soldiers. One of them, restrained still, is looking fairly bad off, but still in fighting condition. The other one does not seem to have been hit by any damage spells yet.
Okay. I think that will be it for that.
Alright. Rue, it is your turn. You are about maybe 55 feet away from the ongoing battle.
Yeah. Is this mount considered like a medium-sized creature or a large-sized creature?
It is a large, I believe. Yes, it is a large beast.
I'm also curious about the mechanics. If I tried to vortex warp the mount, does that take the mount and the rider wherever I'm going, or would it just take...
The mount is one creature. I believe this spell is you target a creature or creatures.
If it's a creature, yeah.
Yeah.
So I could theoretically like vortex warp the mount up from under the rider.
Yeah.
Interesting. I want to try that. We're just gonna... Is there still someone standing in front of Vass too?
There is some. No, there is not anyone standing in front of Vass. The only people near Vass now are the ones that are restrained by your web.
Oh. It's...
And the corpses.
Yeah, there's some charred and battered corpses.
I like things battered.
And fried?
You know, if you could fry that web, that would be fantastic, because then it would do some extra damage on people. But I don't have any fire spells. Do I want to vortex warp? Why not? YOLO, man. I want to try and... Yeah, Rue's gonna cast Vortex Warp on the mount and see if he can warp it into the web.
Okay. What save is that?
It's a DC 13 con save. I'm not super hopeful, but you never know. I've got to try.
As your energy, you try and call it to take the creature out, the shadows that seem to wrap around it. Unfortunately, this creature resists, as that is a 16 on its save.
Had to try. Sweet. I'm gonna have Killian like just kind of walk around in a circle once or twice after that.
Okay. As you have that circle once or twice, our soldiers are going to try and break out of their restraints. That is a strength check, yeah?
I think you're talking about the web.
Yeah.
I think that yes, they need to make a strength check. Correct, not a save, but a check.
We've got a 12.
It's a 13 they need to make.
One of them gets out with a 22 from a natural 20. So as he
Could I-
breaks... Oh. What was that?
Could I take a reaction?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something I haven't done before and try silvery barbs.
Hell yeah. Turns that natural
Oh my god, I've been
20
waiting so long.
to a natural 1.
Hey.
Love that for him.
Oh man. So 2 soldiers remain restrained, and Vass, you can award that advantage to anyone you would like.
I would like to award that advantage to Hugh.
Alright, Hugh, you get advantage on your next d20 roll as it comes your turn.
Alright, well, I am going to use that advantage to try and finish off this flanker. Well, I already got a 19, so advantage is purely notional. But here we go! Damage time.
Unless you wanted to crit fish on your advantage.
Yeah.
So I just did 9 plus 13 for 22 damage.
You. Would you like to paint a picture here?
So he's armed with a lance, right?
He is.
So Q does a kind of a parrying swipe to push the lance aside, and then points the blade up right into his face and drives the point home between the helmet and his armor, and it's a point into his face, into his neck area, beneath the mouth, and then pulls back and looks it and looks as into his dying eyes.
As the rider's eyes go glassy and fall, you are sure that he is dead. But the threat has not passed. As you hear the roar of the draconic beast that he rode, and the cry of the soldiers for justice. Our beast is going to, in its frenzy, bring the claws towards, once towards Hugh and once towards Victoria. And an 18 to hit Hugh.
That is a miss. That's a parry, actually, I think.
All right. So Perry sends the claws off. 16 to hit Victoria.
Oh, that misses.
All right.
Nice shield work there.
Shield comes up to deflect against the claws, and Victoria, it is your turn.
Okay, heck yeah. Let's try to tool this guy up one more time. And that precise strike is still floating there, so we're gonna do that. God dang. That's another miss.
Oh no.
Wow.
You still have that thunderous energy that crackles
Yep.
against your blade. But
That's it for me.
Vass, we come to your turn.
Alright, so I guess what is closest to me, the mount or there's two still restrained guys?
Two still restrained guys would be the ones closest to you.
Alright, two, and the webs are making this difficult terrain.
Yes, the webs would be difficult terrain, but you would still have enough movement to get to them.
Okay, do I risk getting stuck if I try and walk through them?
No. I don't think so, maybe? It's at the start of your turn, or is it as when you enter as well?
But yeah, each creature that starts its turn in the webs or enters them must make a dex save, and if it fails, it's restrained.
Okay.
Do you have advantage on restrained creatures?
You do.
Okay, well, I haven't walked into the webs yet, so I'm gonna take out my trusty dagger and toss it at one of the restrained normies.
Go for it.
It's also lightly obscured. I don't know if that affects like targeting or anything, Faye.
I won't say that the
that's
lightly
true.
obscured, heavily obscured does, but
Okay.
17.
that will hit.
And I get sneak attack on that. That's 11.
Nice.
That
So
is
good.
one more soldier down, leaving just one restrained. And still standing.
Alright, I think that'll be it for that.
Alright. Rue, we come to your turn.
Yeah, let's sling a spell from range at one of the guys that's restrained by the web. I'm gonna use you know what? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt and I'm gonna twin spell it. I'm gonna hit one of the guys in the web and I'm gonna send the other one at the mount.
Alright, you can hit the last guy in the web and the mount. The web guy you do have advantage on.
Let's target him first because I'm feeling frisky. That's a 21 to hit
Yeah, definitely.
for 9 damage.
That hurts.
You know what? I'm gonna use my empowered spell sorcery stuff to re-roll a couple of those dice.
Um,
Just yeah. Even if he's dead, I still want to do it.
go for it.
So let's re-roll a 1 and a 2 into a 4 and a 1. So that's 11 damage instead of 9 damage.
All right, he's looking real hurt, but he's still in fighting condition. It's not just a little tied up.
And then whoever attacks him next has advantage, although there was already advantage because he's restrained for now.
He glows.
The other one,
He's like,
yeah, 9 on the mouth. Don't.
unfortunately, the 9 misses. And as we come up to our soldier's turn, we're going to take a quick break here for our ads. We'll see you shortly here to continue our combat, but until then, sit tight, stick around with us, and we'll be right back.
Boo.
All right, we're back, and we are in the middle of battle, and it is our soldiers' go after being struck with the light of Lunatari from Rue's guiding bolt with this red glow about him. He's going to try and remove the webs from him, get himself a little bit more movement on the battlefield, and stays stuck with an 8. Which means, Hugh, we come back to your turn. You have now the draconic beast, the mount of the officer, now in a furious rage. What would you like to do?
Well, I think I'm gonna need to put this critter down. I transfer my hunter's mark to it. And 11.
Unfortunately, the 11 does not strike. It crashes against the barding, creating this metallic tang, but it stays standing.
Victoria, distracting it for you.
It is our mount's turn, and once more it will go to rend both Hugh and Victoria. Claws coming at each of you. A 20 to hit Hugh.
Now that's a parry.
Heck yeah. And a 21 to hit Victoria.
That hits.
Victoria, that will be 11 points of slashing damage and 5 points of fire that burns across you.
Okay.
And Victoria, it is your turn.
Okay. She'll give a bit of a snarl, and we're gonna land this not so precise strikes that have been going on.
Okay.
Wow.
It's because you're not in a flank, that's what it is.
Oh my god, I know. I should just slide over anyway.
Right.
Yo. Okay, that's it for me.
So,
And she's gonna call it. I don't think it's too easily distracted. She's a little frustrated.
as the frustrations of the battlefield pick up, Vass, we come to your turn. One of the soldiers is remaining in the webbing, glowing with the red light of Lunatari. You have the beast that Hugh and Victoria are trying to bring down. What would you like to do?
Well, how does that restrained normie look? How's he doing?
He's been hit, so he does seem damaged. Still seeming to be in fighting condition.
Alright, well I'm gonna upcast Dissonant Whispers and have him make a Wisdom 13 save.
He's got a 5 on that wisdom save.
I love that for him. I do not love this damage roll though.
Ooh, that hurts.
It does hurt.
However, you see as the dissonant whispers sink into his mind, you see that fear on his face, the adrenaline that begins to rush in as he tries to move, to run away, and drops. His 9 damage is enough to bring him down.
Ooh. Yay. Okay. So I'm gonna do another bonus action to give Bardic, this time to Victoria, by singing "You serve Paladine to stab a brigadier right where he stands, baby. You serve Paladine to come and throw your spear and rescue me."
Yay!
Bardic inspiration from the most tone deaf person
Classic rock.
in.
I just want to say how much joy your bardic inspirations bring me. This level of like personal touch, I love it. So as Victoria, you feel the bardic inspiration wrap around you and just sit over you. At the end of Ash's turn, we come to Rue.
Okay. So we just have the mount left.
You just have the mount left.
Slippery little worm. Let's up the ante a little bit and ride Killian just in range enough to get within 30 feet of my 3 teammates, and let's channel a little Fey-touched magic and cast Bless on the 3 of them.
The shadows grow wide and long and begin to meld and mesh over each of your own shadows, Hugh, Victoria, and Vax, and just creep over as the energies of Rue's magic begin to imbue you a bit more.
See the webs disappear at the same time. And then let's see, I don't know if I really have any bonus actions that are that fun. I don't know if I really want to Misty Step onto its back, so let's just back Killian up another 10 feet or so, if I have that much movement.
Alright, yeah, you'd be able to move back maybe 10 feet because you're still on the horse.
I never rolled the con save to see if I maintained concentration when it smacked me.
Oh yeah, go ahead, roll that for me real quick. You need to beat a 10.
All right then.
Oh no! So, with that, Rue's turn comes to an end. Hugh, we come to you. You have the D4 from Bless. You are in a flank, I believe, with Victoria, or did that not happen?
I think we're flanking.
And you know that we talked
You could
about
take
it.
a step or two just in case.
Yeah. If you hadn't taken one before, easy enough to close one now. And you are in a flank with
Alright.
Victoria.
So, roll with advantage. So the 7 is the better, so that was a
I
13.
passed the curse on.
13 plus
Nice.
4 is 17. Does that hit?
17 will hit our mount.
So that will do 7 plus 1. Plus 5. So that was 19 damage.
Heck yeah. The creature is starting to look a little hurt here. And is going to, as you slash you, the head turns to face you entirely. And what does he do? She's gonna go for it. She goes for both rends at you this time. First one misses with a 7. Second one misses with an 8. It seems that this fury driving this primal beast and need to attack is causing them to not be as accurate. Victoria, we come to your turn.
Okay. All right. So definitely with a somewhat pissed off, she'll spit out the words to redo that spell,
Heck yeah.
which is a bonus action. And then, I mean, that precise strike, she keeps keeping it because she keeps missing. But I will definitely add that on.
All right.
And let's go. That's okay. 21. Okay.
21 will hit.
Oh my God, suck it. Okay, so that's gonna be so that's the max damage. Did it roll the fire damage? It
Yeah,
didn't,
that's
did
the
it?
4.
Did roll it?
Yeah, the 4 at the bottom is your fire damage.
Oh, I didn't even see. Okay, so the extra. Well, extra. How many? Sorry, I don't know if the spell is 2d6 or 2d8. Let me take a peek. Oh, it's 2d6. Okay. So that's thunder damage of 7 and a DC 13 check.
All right. And don't
And
forget
the
your D8 from...
precise strike is here. It's rolling a 3.
And what was the save, con or
It's a strength save.
strength save?
Yeah.
That is a 22.
Yeah. Kind of figured it'd make it. Really, I wanted the bonus damage, so.
So, with that, the this draconic beast is looking heavily wounded as Vass becomes
We get the thunder rolling out.
to your turn.
Alright, I'm assuming there's a way for me to get to the mount without walking through the webs.
The webs are gone.
The webs are gone. Okay, fantastic. Well, Vass is going to walk up next to Hugh and Victoria, and he's gonna make some scimitar strikes. Like, I'm not in a flank though.
You are not in a flank.
You have a bless.
Ooh, I don't need to be in a flank if I get a crit.
I mean, if you want to add your D4 to see how high you can get, but that's definitely hitting.
Okay, and I get sneak attack as well.
Do, and your sneak attack is hit by your, so we've got enough damage here, base, before we even calculate, yours. If you would like to paint a picture here, Vass, of how you best this creature.
Well, I think I just sidle up to it while it's very angry and very distracted at the other two that have been kind of harassing it for a while. And I just find, a soft, unprotected spot and just, slice and dice.
As your blade cuts through the soft spots between the barding and the scales, the creature crashes down into the mud, joining the other corpses of this battle. You are no longer bound by initiative.
God. Does anyone know what this thing is?
What is that?
If anyone would like to make for me a nature or history check as you investigate this body.
Oh.
I critted on my nature check.
Hell yeah. Victoria and Hugh. You've heard stories of these creatures. Long ago, when dragons still existed on Kryn, there were these creatures, smaller, not as intelligent, known as Dragonlance. And you think that this is one of them?
How does this thing still exist?
Did you relay the information to the rest of us?
I mean, I don't know that it's that exactly, but in old stories, there's something that kind of matches it, and you'll tell them, like a dragon owl or something like that. Could be, I think.
A dragon army with dragon-like mounts.
I would say that Hugh, with your nature
I wonder
check,
if there's...
you would be aware that this figure, based on the way that it was moving before, likely this is a flying mount. They can be threats from above as well.
Okay. Was I able to tell if it was an artificial or natural species?
It's probably it's created naturally. It may have had in the past artificial nudging, we'll say, but
Okay.
it is biologically made. Yes.
Yeah, I was like, could I tell if it's been like magically bred in previously in its past? Like it's maybe
Not
something you could.
so not so recently. It would be if it was any sort of, it would be like the early like first things dragonelles that would be arcanely
Okay.
or artificially bred. Afterwards it just kind of took on a normal.
It appears this dragon army is equipping its lesser leaders with lesser dragons.
That's makes me concerned for what maybe their
Tripping.
high leaders are riding.
I would. You may want to invest in a piercing, a hide piercing weapon.
This is disturbing.
I've got a question.
Oh.
Yeah.
How much does it look like this thing weighs if we were to take the barding off of it?
It is a large beast. I would say that it's probably a little bit heavier than a horse.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna suggest maybe if it was not large, one of the horses could drag it back so that we can show the people in Calamon what we found, because it doesn't sound like these things are that common. But
We can take the head and a talon.
I
Do you
don't
have-
have talent.
Amongst the four of you, you do have also Lucilius. Lucilius. I almost forgot my own NPC's name there. To act as a
Porter,
Wait.
start walking.
witness as well to the creature's existence.
Yeah.
Hugh is testing the hide for see if there's scales and if it's better to put a blade between the scales rather than head on.
Yeah, there are scales there. They're not terribly sturdy, which is probably why it has the barding. And let me just double check things here real quick.
Tori will turn to whoever this dragon army guy was addressing. Like, is there a wall or something with
There-
people on it? Or
Is a wall. You do not see people on the wall itself. But yeah, no, you'd be able to. The scales there are not particularly durable. So taking a strike down right at it would be easy enough. But
Can I cut off a talon?
roll me a survival check to see how well you cut.
17.
Yeah, it's fairly clean.
I mean, I've never cut off a Dragonelle talent before, so I think that's pretty good for a first try.
As you are looking over this, Hugh, you hear a familiar voice. Cousin, is that you? And looking up, you see young Isabel, the daughter to your true cousin, but she calls you cousin, as it is simpler than the extended family tree that has been explained to her a few times. She is the eldest of the heirs of your cousin, Nicholas. The Vekheim.
Isabel,
Did you do this?
come. Yes. Come. It's safe now. Come look at the dragon thing I killed.
She will call down to whoever's on the other side, and the gates open to Chateau d'Hiver, and she comes rushing out, and you see her. She is probably about maybe 19, if your math is correct from the last time. She had a birthday recently, and she stands fairly well dressed. And wow, should I let father?
Oh, sure, but first, I hand her my knife. Let's like have a look at its internal organs.
Her eyes go wide with excitement. She has always been interested in your hunts, and is eagerly setting forth.
He's like with surgeon like cuts. He's like, okay, I'm pretty sure this is the gizzard, and he's going through in detail on the digestive system right now.
Amazing. So, as this happens, you do hear footsteps of some of the figures that are inside the fortress. You see now, as you kind of can turn, all of you actually are able to see this, that there are cots and small tents that have been set up in the courtyards of those that likely reside in the ruined and abandoned buildings. And a figure walking from the fortress itself. She is older, but shares many of the same features of Isabel. And you recognize her immediately. This is Nicholas's wife, Melisonda. And she seems to be regarding your crew with curiosity and relief. And it is as she approaches, but before she arrives, that we are going to call our session to an end.
Pooh.
So we will pick up there next week. We will see what the Viscountess has to say to you all.
Better be thank you. Here's a big pile of money.
And before we depart, I do just want to say thank you to our players for playing. Thank you to our viewers for viewing. I hope you all enjoyed this story. You can catch more about us at our website, wildawitch.com. That's WILDEWITCH.com. It's got all the fun things we've got going on, all the ways you can find us on the internet, including the invite link to our Discord, so you can join us, hang out, play in some games yourself. We also want to say thank you to Sirenscape. Sirenscape provides all of our background music, our ambiance, our sad trombone played during dramatically appropriate times. You can find out all about Sirenscape and what they can do for you by heading to their website, sirenscape.com. And, as always, may the ever-burning light ever guide your steps. Laters.